it.
I can see it. Yeah.
But you know what you don't know about a situationship? A man will give you the keys to his house. You'll meet his daughter and be the first woman to ever meet his child. You'll be at Thanksgiving dinner with him, and then he'll be like, well, I don't like to put labels on it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I live with you.
Yeah.
Like, what are we? I'm so confused.
Y'all out here, y'all sounded like y'all talking about Klay Thompson.
You're coming in me every night.
Thank you. I was pregnant.
Is that what you talking about? Is Klay Thompson a narcissist? Because you described everything he did.
Oh, I don't know that situation.
You
but
just said he went to the house, bought the house, everything.
Well, we don't know their situation.
It's giving.
I swear.
So
don't that sound
It's
like
giving
what
love
Klay
bomber. It's giving.
it's
giving abuse cycle.
I can see that. I can see that.
That's
we don't know.
We don't know.
Is a
Yeah.
narcissist?
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Like, narcissists make up like less than 1% of the population. And if you're only dating narcissists, I think that you're the problem. And it's crazy that so many women will claim to have dated narcissists, and it just validates the point that these women are all dating the same guy. Because if all of y'all are dating narcissists, all of y'all are dating only 1% of the population.
Shit.
So make it make sense. It just doesn't.
I don't know. I'm not going to sit here
I don't
and
know
say that.
personally.
I don't think
That's
no.
why y'all bought the
But
house.
what I do,
Y'all was on.
Yeah.
All this was documented.
but we don't know.
Listen, not to be vulgar, but when you're coming inside of a woman and you feel, and a woman feels vulnerable enough to let you do that,
brother.
Speak it.
and she feels like, okay, this is my person. You're telling me that I'm your person, and my body is vulnerable to you, and you find out that there's something else going on, or it's a fucking nightmare.
It's a
These
nightmare.
men.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't play both sides of the field. You can't claim that sex is just a thing that people can do and it has no meaning, but then also say that after you do it, all of these things have meaning. It just doesn't make any sense. And a lot of people want to play both sides. They want to say that it has no meaning, therefore you should be able to do it before marriage and do it whenever you want. But then once the consequences come and they actually get attached, because most of these women do get attached to some degree after they sleep with a guy. And I think to some degree, most guys get attached in a certain way to women when they sleep with a woman. At the very least, they become a little bit more territorial towards that woman. So people like to try to act like this stuff has no meaning and it's just like any other act. It's just like giving a person a hug. Anybody should be able to do it to anybody. But then on the other side of the coin, they'll try to complain and say like, well, all of these things had meaning to me. Well, it's like, which one is it?
You'll never understand what
Especially coming from somebody like Amber Rose, who throughout all of her like time in the public eye, she's like campaigned for it to just be like a meaningless act, right?
feel, because we're in the more vulnerable position, physically and mentally.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, just y'all just gotta like. You guys are making us masculine. We don't want to be masculine. That's why there's a whole wave of women nowadays that are very masculine, where they're like, I get niggas.
They're becoming masculine because they didn't listen to their dads. They were told that the guidance of a man was the patriarchy and they should be able to live however they want and get the results that they want out of life. And then they go out into the world and they live how they want. And they deal with guys who don't actually care about them and they just want them for what they're good. Well, I won't say what they're good for, but what they're giving. And then they become jaded. That's why that happens.
Money, I like, fuck y'all, I'm independent, whatever. This is why women have that attitude.
Yeah.
Because we're not being protected by the leaders of society, which is the men. We're not being protected.
Speak that, Amber. It's a defense mechanism.
It is.
No, because
Yeah, you can't be protected and do whatever you want at the same time. For something to be able to protect something, you have to have some level of control over it, or you can't protect it. And women don't want to be controlled. They're told what they can and cannot do. They have their own agency. They want to be able to go out and do these things with whoever they want. Therefore, you're going to have the consequences of that. And so, like, you can't complain that guys aren't protecting women when women have campaigned for not wanting to be protected, right? They want to be able to do their own thing. You can't do whatever you want and be protected at the same time.
Oh, because it's true.
It's true.
It's
I'm gonna let y'all live.
No. She's telling some real shit. Because what it is a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
It is. Like when a woman starts to be like, well, all right, like, do you want to be over? Do you want me to be done? It's because it's like, I feel like you're going to say that to me. Like, we just want to be protected. We want to feel like soft. And like, when we start to be like, whatever, I don't need it. Because I'm big on like, I need a man. I'm not a feminist.
Yeah, me
I don't
either.
believe in equality.
Used
And
to
I
be.
don't want to be equal to these niggas.
Yeah.
I want my man to be superior to me.
I want to live in a patriarchy where
Yeah.
I feel safe.
Me too.
That men
Me
are
too.
making sure that we're okay.
Me too.
Yeah, conveniently enough, after you already gave it up a gazillion times, family, got kids, and all these other things, right? Now you want to be protected, right?
I need a man, and I need you to take care of me, and I need to be protected.
Yeah,
okay, I'm a
same.
damsel in distress. And honestly, you have to understand I'm emotional. I PMS.
Yeah.
I have a lot, like our chemistry hormonally is not built for us to be sane.
Yeah.
We're not sane women, like we're emotional. We're on a roller coaster every month.
If we're ever cursing you out or having an attitude or having masculine energy, it's your fault. I'm just being honest.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you,
See
Amber.
how that works?
Yeah.
Ask y'all something. Can a woman be a narcissist? Because I've
Yes,
never heard
yes.
of women.
They can.
Yes.
I feel like all women do that. They give you the love, pull it back.
No, a lot do. I agree with you. A
Like,
lot do.
a lot of women
especially-
do. So they like half the society of women do that.
No, I agree with you. You're
Like,
not
so what are
wrong.
you talking
They
about?
do. They're listen. I used
Oh, but
to
of course, that's only because the patriarchy makes them that
No,
way. It's
it's
not because
pretty good.
women can have bad character too and have character flaws or have their own wants and needs. It's because of the patriarchy makes them that way.
be a feminist. I used to be retarded. I will tell you right now that,
Based.
Paul, you are
That's
absolutely
based.
right.
I'm telling you,
100%.
It is
that-
literally 50-50 on both sides.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that sound like a lot of girls.
Like these women are really fucked up out here.
Fucked
And they
up.
ruin it for lover girls like us. They ruin it
Right.
for
Yeah,
us.
they do.
Lover
Because
girls,
we-
lover girls like us, Amber Rose. Holy moly!
Come in.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, say it, Amber. You say it. You say it. You say it. You say it. Great. Say it.
Because we come in with lover girl energy, and these men are so traumatized from these narcissistic ass bitches that
That's
they're
what I'm
like,
saying.
oh my God, this bitch is love bombing me too. And we're like, no, we actually really want to love you.
Right,
And they don't believe you.
right.
We don't- they don't
They
believe us.
test you every
Right.
fucking
That's
second.
what I'm saying.
You're
do.
going through every test. A man's like, you don't really love me. You don't really want me.
You're
You don't
cheating.
really
You're
want
doing
this.
this.
You're
You're
cheating.
doing-
You was
Yeah.
fucking this nigga. You was doing this, and
Yep.
it hurts our soul.
Yeah.
Because I'm out here putting my
So-
whole motherfucking heart on my sleeve.
So
We're all equally
my God.
so what you
traumatized.
saying that a man
From premarital sex. That's
comes
why.
in traumatized from a woman,
Yes.
Yes.
a woman narcissist,
Yes.
that he becomes a narcissist
Yes.
and just passes it on.
No.
No, that's not what
Like,
it is.
because I'm just saying,
No,
like,
I'm
You
we,
want to
saying
we
make the blame
traumatized.
all be about a woman, though you can't. A man narcissist is just a man narcissist. A woman
Yeah.
narcissist is just a woman narcissist. You're projecting what the woman, like we project what the man did to
Okay.
So
us.
no matter
onto
how
me
many
and to
times
her.
we get hurt, we're never going to be narcissists to the next man. We're not going to do that. We might be a bit guarded, but we're never going to turn into narcissists.
Yeah.
So 50% of the women are narcissists, 50% of the men, and they ruin it for the good people that just
do.
want love.
Right.
And then you do have trauma. Because even me, I could have been in my
Everybody will say everything but like the thing, and it's just like premarital sex. 50% of the women want premarital sex, 50% of the men want premarital sex. There are only a few people that actually want a serious relationship, and because you end up dealing with some of these people,
Where's this
you have
spoon,
issues. Like
bro?
they're putting narcissist on this word because they don't want to admit that it's all about the fact that people want to have premarital sex and how damaging that is to the fabric of society, to social trust. It can be very damaging, and this is the consequence of it. Like, I've spent a lot of time in Kenya, and this is a place where there are less premarital situations, right? And you'll find that the social dynamic between men and women is totally different. There's way less animosity when you're meeting people because having premarital situations isn't really even an expectation. So if you're a guy and you're approaching women or you're talking to women, they're not meeting you with animosity because there's not this looming idea that he's out to get something from you. So there's just less animosity between the two genders, and I've noticed that. Of course, as Kenya is becoming more developed, you see the ideas of feminism coming more into play, and every time I go, the skirts are getting shorter. There's more, babies out of wedlock and all these different things as feminism is being introduced because the society is becoming safer and more established. But I must say, like when I was going there, say 6 or 7 years ago, the dynamic between men and women was very different because there was not this looming threat or expectation of a premarital situation, right? And so even when you're out, everybody's there to have a good time. The women are more inviting when you approach. And because the guys have dealt with less like blatant disrespect when they just go and spark up a conversation, the guys are more willing to approach. So organic relationships can actually happen in these environments. But when people have this animosity because they've dealt with these premarital situations and like you're dealing with each other socially, it's just a recipe for disaster. Like this stuff really does tear apart like social trust.
Where it's like sometimes something happens and it's like the triggers from my past is like, oh my God, this person doesn't love me, or they're gonna leave me, or they're gonna hurt me, or they're gonna do this because I did this. You know, like you hurt from it. And when you are a good person, it really does hurt when someone is projecting that onto you. And I've done it to others, you know, because you're hurt.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be honest here. I can only like have so much of the therapy talk before my brain falls out. So I'm just gonna end it here. They're kind of just rambling, doing like lady talk, where everything's like